Nova Reyes stood alone amid the icy gloom of the hidden Antarctic base, her breath crystallizing in the frigid air. A piercing alarm and cryptic alien signals shattered the silence, fueling the fierce determination in her steely eyes. In that breathless moment, with the hum of covert engines and swirling snow around her, fear and resolve intermingled, a harbinger of the storm that threatened to engulf humanity's fragile haven. The secret naval base, carved deep into the ancient glaciers of Antarctica, pulsed with a silent urgency. Beneath layers of frost and secrecy, state-of-the-art corridors teemed with engineers, strategists, and soldiers, each aware that every second brought them closer to the unknown. Nova moved through these corridors with measured steps, her boots echoing against metallic floors and the low thrum of hidden engines. The stark fluorescent lights above lent the space an otherworldly glow, hinting at the advanced technologies tucked away from prying eyes. In the command center, a cavernous hall lined with holographic displays and secure communication terminals, Nova paused before a massive viewport that offered a panoramic view of the frozen wasteland outside. The scene was deceptively serene, a vast expanse of ice and snow under a slate-gray sky. Yet, the serenity belied the tension that gripped her every thought. Just minutes earlier, intelligence had confirmed the arrival of a mysterious transmission from deep space, a message in a language of light and sound that no human had ever deciphered. Her mind raced through tactical scenarios as she recalled every brief, every hushed warning exchanged in the high-security meetings. The base was designed to be Earth's last secret, an interstellar shield forged from decades of clandestine research and resourcefulness. But now, that shield was about to be tested. Nova's heart pounded as she considered the potential consequences, the possibility of an all-out conflict with an enemy whose motives were as unfathomable as the cosmos itself. A soft chime echoed from her wrist communicator. "Captain Reyes, we've detected multiple anomalies near the orbital perimeter," came the urgent voice of her second-in-command. Nova's eyes narrowed. The anomalies were not random, they were calculated moves, signs of a force gathering momentum beyond Earth's atmosphere. In that instant, every muscle in her body tensed in anticipation. Fear for the unknown mingled with an unyielding resolve to protect humanity. Stepping away from the viewport, Nova gathered her thoughts. Every detail of the base, from the humming of quantum reactors to the precise alignment of defense satellites, spoke of a civilization on the brink. With the weight of 1,000 lives resting on her shoulders, she prepared to lead her team into the unfolding chaos. The hidden fleet, once a silent guardian, was now ready to emerge. And as Nova's gaze swept over the determined faces of her crew, she knew there was no turning back from the inevitable storm that beckoned beyond the ice. In the dim glow of her private office, Nova Reyes sat alone amid a maze of corridors that whispered the secrets of decades past. Flickering holographic blueprints danced along the walls, revealing intricate designs of hidden docking bays and quantum communication arrays, the very lifeblood of Earth's clandestine defense. A framed photograph of a younger Nova, brimming with hopeful laughter, rested on her desk, a silent reminder of a time when the burden of secrecy had not yet weighed so heavily upon her soul. The origins of the hidden fleet were born out of necessity and desperation. In an era when humanity first encountered the ominous signs of extraterrestrial threat, global leaders and visionary scientists had secretly forged an armada to shield Earth from impending doom. Late-night meetings were held in hushed tones, where trust was a rare commodity traded for the promise of survival. In those shadowed hours, decisions were made that would forever alter the course of human history, sacrificing openness for the greater good. Nova recalled the anxious glances, the rapid scribbles of strategic plans on digital pads, and the solemn oaths taken in the dead of night, each moment a brick in the fortress of secrecy that now stood between Earth and oblivion. The base itself was a living archive of that clandestine past. Every corridor, every reinforced vault held memories of covert operations and sacrifices made in the name of protection. The constant hum of machinery merged with distant echoes of hurried footsteps, creating a symphony of silent resilience. In these corridors, whispers of past strategies mingled with the present urgency, each secret a testament to humanity's determination to survive. Nova's mind drifted to a conversation with Admiral Delgado, a man whose stern countenance concealed his own regrets, who had warned her that the true cost of secrecy was not measured in resources, but in the erosion of trust and the heavy toll on one's soul. A discreet chime on her personal terminal interrupted these reveries. The encrypted message that blinked on her screen carried fragments of intelligence about an alien presence, a presence marked by ruthless precision and chilling ambition. The data pointed unmistakably to Commander Zyra Valkor, the cold architect behind the Xanthorian Armada's calculated maneuvers. Zyra's strategies were as methodical as they were merciless, a stark contrast to the measured human resolve Nova had nurtured over the years. His looming threat wasn't just military, it was ideological, a challenge to the very principles upon which Earth's hidden fleet had been built. Nova's heart pounded as she absorbed the implications of this revelation. The enemy was not merely an invading force, but a relentless force of will, determined to undermine every safeguard humanity had so painstakingly constructed. Each intercepted fragment of Zyra's orders, each calculated maneuver, deepened a chasm between secrecy and survival. The weight of responsibility pressed down on her once more, merging with memories of sacrifice and hard-won victories. In that quiet, charged moment, Nova resolved that the secrets of the past would not be the shackles of the future. Instead, they would serve as the foundation upon which she would rally her people and defy the looming darkness. Surrounded by the silent guardians of Earth's most guarded truths, Nova Reyes steeled herself. The shadows of secrecy were not merely relics of bygone days, but living echoes that would shape the coming storm. With resolute determination, she vowed to confront the gathering threat head-on, prepared to risk everything to preserve the fragile beacon of hope that was humanity. Inside the sprawling command center, the hum of advanced computers and the low murmur of strategic conversations merged into a symphony of impending conflict. The colossal holographic display, suspended like a digital star map, pulsed with live data, streaks of light, cryptic symbols, and rapidly shifting coordinates traced the movements of unidentified objects on Earth's orbital perimeter. Captain Nova Reyes stood at the forefront, her eyes fixed on the luminous display. Every pixel told a story of tension, hinting at enemy maneuvers that defied conventional logic. "All stations, report," she commanded, her voice firm yet edged with the gravity of the situation. Lieutenant Carver's response was immediate. "Sensors locked on multiple formations, Captain. These aren't random anomalies, they're calculated tests of our defenses." The room fell into a focused silence, punctuated by the rapid clicking of keyboards and the soft beeps of alert systems. As Nova absorbed the flood of tactical data, she could almost feel the weight of every decision made in the dark years of secrecy. Here, in this high-tech nerve center, global destinies converged. The secret fleet, hidden for so long beneath layers of ice and classified protocols, was now the first, and perhaps only, line of defense against an enemy that lurked in the void beyond. Beyond the fortified walls of the command center, Earth's once serene orbital space now bore the marks of an impending struggle. A series of small-scale skirmishes had erupted in the silent vacuum, where defense lasers danced a deadly ballet with alien projectiles. The holographic screens displayed bursts of energy, flashes of blue and crimson that revealed the enemy's probing attacks. Every exchange of light and motion was a calculated risk, a test of Earth's defenses against an adversary determined to breach its outer limits. In a secure channel linking the command center to international diplomatic hubs, Nova's voice resonated with urgency. "This is not an act of aggression but a demonstration of our readiness," she explained to a council of global leaders and interstellar allies. Her words carried a mix of defiant pride and solemn caution. "We have stood in silence for too long. Today, we show that Earth is not defenseless." The message was clear. The secret had been kept for decades, but the time for concealment was over. As the fleet's tactical team analyzed enemy trajectories, Lieutenant Carver's eyes widened in concern. "Captain, enemy formations are converging. Their pattern suggests this is merely a prelude, a calculated move before an all-out assault." The alarm in his tone cut through the din of activity, sending a shiver of urgency down Nova's spine. Every minute that passed intensified the cosmic stakes, and with each pulse of the holographic maps, the imminent threat became more tangible. The command center was a theater of contrasts, the cold, measured precision of military strategy juxtaposed with the unpredictable chaos of interstellar warfare. Operators worked in tandem, their faces illuminated by the spectral glow of digital readouts, while Nova's steady gaze bore the burden of leadership. The concealed might of Earth's hidden fleet had been built over years of clandestine research and sacrifice. Now, its true strength would be revealed in the crucible of battle. In that charged atmosphere, the rumblings in the cosmos were no longer distant echoes but visceral warnings. The balance between secrecy and revelation teetered precariously, and every second brought Earth's defenders closer to the storm. With the enemy's tests growing bolder, Nova Reyes braced herself for the coming conflict, a conflict that would reshape the destiny of humanity and echo through the vast corridors of space. The vast darkness of space erupted into chaos as Earth's hidden fleet emerged from its long slumber. In the depths of the orbital command deck, holographic screens exploded with tactical maps and shimmering vectors of enemy movements. Nova Reyes, poised at the helm of her flagship, felt the weight of imminent war like a tangible force. Outside, the void shimmered with streams of energy, pulsing beams of light and cascading sparks of distant explosions as alien scouts broke formation, testing Earth's newly revealed defenses. A thunderous boom reverberated through the ship as defensive shields absorbed the first salvo of alien laser fire. The sound of crackling energy filled the air, harmonizing with the urgent clatter of consoles and the rapid murmurs of crew members. Lock information Alpha 3. Nova barked, her voice slicing through the mounting tumult. Her command was both a lifeline and a challenge, rallying her team to weave through the barrage with practiced precision. The fleet's vessels, sleek and angular against the star-strewn backdrop, surged forward like a well-oiled machine, their engines pulsating with raw, futuristic power. In the cockpit of a nimble fighter craft, Lieutenant Carver gripped the controls as if they were an extension of his own body. His eyes flitted between the streams of data and the rapidly approaching alien craft that darted like spectral predators. "Shields at maximum. Brace for impact," he called out, his voice tight with focus and adrenaline. The fighter's hull vibrated as it took a near miss from a high-velocity plasma bolt, the shockwave rippling through the cockpit and momentarily blurring the stars. Every sense was honed to the brink, the taste of recycled air, the bitter tang of ionized metal, and the low, steady thrum of the engine melded into an orchestra of impending fate. Above the din of battle, Nova's voice resonated over the intercom with unwavering authority. "Remember, we fight not just with technology, but with the courage that defines us. Every shot, every maneuver is a testament to our survival." Her words mingled with the palpable tension as commanders and pilots alike reaffirmed their resolve. Across the fleet, individual vessels exchanged rapid-fire communications, a symphony of tactical brilliance and raw human emotion. The clashing of cosmic forces painted the battlefield with streaks of incandescent fury, lasers carved luminous trails through the black, and shields flared in defiant bursts of color. As the battle escalated, a formation of alien ships broke through the periphery, their silhouettes menacing against the backdrop of Earth's defiant fleet. In a split-second decision, Nova signaled a daring maneuver, a coordinated flanking attack that would exploit the enemy's overconfidence. "Prepare for counteroffensive," she commanded, her eyes reflecting the brilliance of interstellar explosions. The fleet responded in kind, the synchronized movement of countless ships creating an intricate dance of light and shadow. Amid this chaotic ballet, every pilot's heartbeat echoed the collective determination of a species fighting for its very future. In the midst of this cosmic maelstrom, quiet moments of intense dialogue punctuated the roar of battle. A young ensign's voice trembled over the channel, "Captain, my sector is holding, but the pressure is increasing." Nova's reply was measured, a mix of reassurance and unyielding resolve. "Hold your ground, our unity is our strength. Trust your training, and let the fleet be the shield that guards our dreams." Each word carried the weight of hope and the promise of redemption, binding the disparate souls aboard the fleet into a single, defiant front against the encroaching darkness. As the alien onslaught pressed ever closer, the battle raged on, a volatile symphony of strategy, emotion, and raw power. The edges of the confrontation blurred into the timeless void of space, where every spark of energy and every whispered command signified the fragile line between annihilation and survival. In this crucible of war, Earth's hidden fleet was being forged anew, its resolve hardening like tempered steel under the relentless pressure of the alien assault. The flagship, scarred yet unbowed, sliced through the star-strewn void, a defiant spear against the gathering cosmic storm. Amid cascading debris and flickering energy trails, Captain Nova Reyes stood resolute on the bridge, where the hum of desperate machinery mingled with the raw thrum of determination. In that charged silence, the secure channel burst to life with a spectral projection of Commander Zyraval Kor, a figure of alien majesty, his eyes aglow with cold ambition and merciless intent. Nova's pulse hammered in her ears as she absorbed the weight of the moment. Every fiber of her being resonated with the stakes, the survival of humanity, the shattering of long-held secrecy, and the fierce clashing of two indomitable wills. The hologram of Zyra, flickering like a dark star in the midst of battle, exuded an aura of calculated menace. "Captain Reyes," he intoned, his voice resonant and unyielding, "your hidden armada was but a cloak to hide your vulnerabilities. Now, with your secrets laid bare, you stand exposed before the full force of the cosmos." A steely resolve ignited in Nova's eyes as she responded, her tone measured yet seething with conviction. "Zyra, You mistake our concealment for frailty. Our strength is forged not in the shadows, but in our unwavering commitment to each other and to every soul on Earth. You underestimate the resilience of a united people fighting for truth, even in the abyss of space." Her words rang out, clear and defiant, over the cacophony of battle, a declaration of humanity's relentless spirit. As the enemy flagship initiated a flurry of rapid-fire maneuvers, its weapons carving luminous arcs across the cosmic battlefield, Nova's crew worked in synchronized precision. Data streams and tactical readouts cascaded before her eyes. Every blip and flash was a heartbeat of the struggle unfolding outside. The space around them erupted into a chaotic ballet, energy shields flaring in brilliant bursts, alien plasma bolts streaking past like angry comets, and the synchronized dance of fighters weaving between beams of concentrated light. "Focus all fire on the enemy's lead vessel," Nova commanded, her voice rising above the tumult. The crew's responses were swift and resolute, each pilot and strategist a vital note in the symphony of war. Lieutenant Carver's voice crackled through the intercom, laced with urgency. "Shields are holding, Captain. But the enemy is adapting faster than we anticipated." Even as stray bolts rocked the vessel, Nova's gaze remained unyielding, each challenge only deepening her resolve. Zyra's hologram flickered as if caught in the turbulence of space. His eyes, cold and unblinking, met Nova's with a silent challenge. "Your tactics are predictable," he sneered, his tone dripping with disdain. "Predictability, when executed with relentless precision, can crumble even the mightiest defenses. I offer you a choice: abandon this futile resistance or be swept aside by the tide of a new cosmic order." The tension in the bridge was palpable, a charged pause where the fate of worlds seemed to hang in balance. Nova's response was a quiet, potent vow. "Our course is written in the sacrifices of those who came before us, in every heart that beats for freedom. We built this fleet not to hide in the dark, but to shine as a beacon of hope. Your order is one of tyranny, and we will never bow to it." Her words, imbued with the weight of countless sacrifices and dreams, reverberated through every channel of the ship. Outside, the battlefield roiled in a maelstrom of light and destruction. Alien vessels, sleek and menacing, darted and twisted through the debris-strewn arena, each maneuver a calculated risk in the grand strategy of war. The clash of laser fire and the hum of energy shields composed a relentless symphony, a visceral reminder that every decision could tip the balance between annihilation and salvation. In a daring, decisive moment, Nova initiated a counteroffensive maneuver, a complex flanking tactic that drew upon every ounce of her tactical genius. The flagship surged forward, its engines igniting in a brilliant display of controlled power. As fighter squadrons veered into position, their formations a shimmering web of resolve. "Prepare for impact," Nova ordered, her voice both command and comfort, a steady beacon in the chaos. Every pilot, every crew member, moved as one, their actions a testament to the unity and grit that defined humanity's spirit. Zyra's hologram wavered briefly, as if caught off guard by the sheer audacity of the move. His voice, now edged with a rare note of uncertainty, cut through the static. "You are bold, Captain Reyes, but boldness alone will not save you." His words, heavy with the promise of further conflict, echoed against the dark expanse. Yet, as Nova met his challenge with unwavering eyes, the space between them seemed to shrink, a battleground not just of technology, but of ideology, where the fate of entire worlds was being decided in real time. With the enemy flagship now within striking distance, the battle reached its apex. Nova's vessel and the alien warship exchanged a salvo of energy bolts that illuminated the void with transient bursts of brilliance, a spectacle of cosmic fury and raw power. In that explosive moment, every life aboard the fleet felt the tremors of destiny, every heart beating in unison with the drum of impending change. "Prepare for the final thrust." Nova's command resounded, sparking a cascade of rapid responses from her crew. The counteroffensive surged forward like a tidal wave of hope and defiance, each ship and pilot a warrior in the grand saga of survival. As Nova's eyes locked with Zyra's holographic gaze one last time, she declared, "Tonight, we write our destiny in the stars. Stand firm, for Earth's light will never be extinguished." In that breathless, decisive moment, the clash of titans transcended mere battle. It became an epic contest of wills, a luminous struggle where courage and conviction would determine the fate of worlds. The cosmos held its breath as the two forces collided with the intensity of supernovae, and the universe itself trembled at the magnitude of what was to come. The cosmic din had finally faded, leaving the battered fleet adrift in a silent void punctuated by distant, dying embers of battle. In the command center, dimmed lights revealed faces etched with relief and sorrow. Captain Nova Reyes, standing before a sprawling window that framed the remnants of shattered enemy formations, absorbed the bittersweet quiet of victory. The fleet, though scarred by the relentless conflict, pulsed with a renewed determination, a testament to humanity's undying will. Across the star-flecked expanse, Earth's orbital defenses reconfigured themselves, their luminescent panels slowly stabilizing as the barrage of energy subsided. Below, back on the clandestine Antarctic base, the chill of the ice now mingled with the warmth of a collective sigh of relief. Nova's thoughts wandered to every sacrifice made in the shadows, every whispered secret that had fueled their fight. The high cost of hidden power had been paid in courage, unity, and blood. Yet, in this solemn moment, it became clear that transparency and trust could finally begin to heal old wounds. In the hushed corridors of the flagship, murmurs of tentative hope stirred among the crew. Lieutenant Carver, still catching his breath from the chaos, exchanged quiet words of admiration with a young pilot whose eyes shone with the promise of a better future. "We fought in darkness so that tomorrow can shine," he whispered, a sentiment that resonated deeply with all who had survived the tempest. Nova, alone with her thoughts in the bridge's silence, reviewed the aftermath of the confrontation. Commander Zyra Valkor's last defiant words echoed faintly, a reminder that while the battle was over, the ideological war over secrecy and truth was far from settled. Yet, the victory had kindled something new, a fragile but potent trust among nations and species alike. The Hidden Fleet, once a symbol of isolation and covert might, was now the herald of a new era where truth would stand alongside strength. The ship's corridors, once thrumming with the urgency of impending war, now hummed with quiet determination. Engineers and strategists set to work, not merely to repair the physical scars of conflict, but to rebuild the bridges between concealed power and open governance. A global address was drafted, one that promised a future where the sacrifices of the past would forge an unbreakable alliance, not only against external threats but against the internal fractures of distrust. In the final moments of this tumultuous chapter, Captain Nova Reyes stood at the heart of the command center, her gaze fixed on a star slowly emerging from the cosmic chaos. It was a beacon, a silent pledge that humanity, though battle-worn, was ready to embrace a new dawn. With every repaired system and every shared smile among her weary crew, Nova felt the weight of secrets lifting, replaced by the collective hope of a united world. The journey had transformed them all, leaving scars that would forever remind them of the price of survival. But amid the ruins of conflict, a resilient light now promised redemption, unity, and the endless possibility of tomorrow.